Hello, and thank you for purchasing a reading today. We are reading about the fact that you are single and getting some insight. So, first of all, I want to let you know with this camera, if it zooms in and lands on a card, we pull a clarifier from the Tarot of Sexual Magic because your guides see that there's more information that you need. So, we're going to start with, am I single for a reason? Will I always be single? Is being single good for me? Is there anyone who has a crush on me? And then we're going to do a tarot card for clarifying of what should I do while I'm single. So in order to be able to fit all the cards on, I do these in kind of sections. So we'll do the first 5 questions, and then we'll do the second 5 questions, and then we'll do your 3 bonus cards. So we have a lot of information to work on. So let's get started. Am I single for a reason? Yes, surely. Proceeding down the path is highly recommended for you. I feel that you really want a relationship with somebody. You want to have that companionship, and you're kind of wondering like, what's happening that I can't get what other people have? Like, why am I not able to get this committed, long-term, lifetime relationship that I want? And the main reason that I am feeling from your guides is because you have a lot of healing that you've done in your life. So you have a lot of energy to share with other people. So right now, some of these lessons that you're learning as you're single are building so that you can, I really write a book or like put some kind of program together where you can show people what you did while you were single. And I think sometimes there's this energy of, oh, well, if you're not in a relationship, you must not be interesting enough or you must not be lovable. I feel like you feel like you're not enough of something for people to want to be in a relationship with you, and that is incorrect. You are single right now because of the fact that you are learning lessons and you are healing in a way that you wouldn't be able to do if you were in a relationship with someone else, because you would be giving them that time, energy, and focus. So your guides have set up a situation, and you have decided on this situation before you even came to this planet, that you would learn what it was like to be independent and on your own. So the next one is, will I always be single? No. So it says, not now, wait for divine timing. When the timing is right, everything will fall easily into place. So I really feel that your guides are letting you know, hey, the reason that this has been so hard is because it's the wrong time. So imagine you're going to build a building and you go out and you live in Minnesota, and in the middle of January, you try to start digging into the ground. It wouldn't work. You're going to break your shovel. You're going to feel frustrated. You're going to spend a lot of money that you don't need to be spending because you're going to be like trying to find a bigger, better shovel when really you can just wait till the right time and go in there in, June. And then the ground is going to be very easy thawed. You just put you can almost do it with your hands. It's going to be so easy. So the reason that this has felt like an uphill battle is because you're trying to do it when it's not the time. So your guides are really letting you know, hey, I know that sometimes hearing not now seems like not ever, and that's not the case. And they really do want you to know that, like something that you've always had that thought of like, well, why isn't this working? So then the next one is, being single good for me? Yes, yes. The universe says yes. Like, it's so clear. It's one of my favorite cards in this deck. Because of the fact that you have a purpose here, there is a plan for you here. You are here for a reason. You are not here accidentally. A lot of these things that are coming up as trauma that you're working on, you're here because other people will look at you and see the healing that you've done, and they will learn from it too. So you are helping the whole of humanity by being single right now. So let's just put it into perspective. Because if you were in a relationship with someone, you would not do anywhere near the healing that your soul wants to do. So I know that companionship is nice and it's pleasant, but the healing is absolutely dire and necessary. So the next one, is there anyone who has a crush on me? No. Red flags. Take off the rose-colored glasses and check out the red flags. The reason I feel that this is a red flag for you is because you're not supposed to be looking for a person. You specifically are not supposed to be looking for the person who's coming into you. The reason that this is important for you right now is because the more you look for a person, the longer it's going to take for you specifically. So the rose-colored glasses that I'm hearing that you have on are the romanticizing of connections with people. So you don't want to romanticize something that is meant to be a learning relationship or a friendship or you can't look at each person and say, oh, is this the role that they're going to play in my life, that and this play that I'm trying to put together? You really, really need to let go of looking for any person, and they will come in very quickly. You're going to be shocked. What should I do while I'm single is showing up as the reverse Hierophant. So the energy of the reverse Hierophant is something that I really feel in this connection. So let's put this upright so you can kind of look at the pictures. So I feel that this is about having some problems with society or the way love is or the way things are supposed to be. So when the Hierophant is upright, it's about like traditional connections like marriage, etc. So I feel that while you are single and while you are waiting, your spirit guides really want you to relearn what you believe romance is. There is a story in society that you meet the person, you fall in love. It's like Cinderella. There's a lot of storybook characters, and your guides are wanting you to be outside of that box. I think it's really interesting because there's like 3 people on this card. So like this sexuality is another thing that I feel that you're going to be looking at because of the fact that you do have some things that you were taught through society, like you have to look like this, you have to act like this, because you're a blah blah blah, you have to do blah blah blah. And what your guides are really letting you know is you are a vital part of changing the face of what romance looks like. You are one of the people who's here to have a romantic experience that goes outside of what has normally happened. So it's an adventure. It's not something to be scared of. It is something that is going to far exceed what you hoped would happen when you think about being in a relationship. All right, so then let's go to the next 5. We have blocks to a relationship. Things blocking me. What to shift. And then we have 2 cards that are insight from the tarot. All right, so number 1, blocks to a relationship is showing up as the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands energy is about carrying everything. It's about being the person, like as you can see, he's like picking her up and holding her, carrying her entire weight. And sometimes when you get in a connection with somebody, you try and carry the whole relationship. So this is blocking you because when you're in a relationship, one person should not be doing all of the heavy lifting. And I don't mean like physically, like what's showing in the picture. You're not going to be the one who's doing all of the emotional lifting, all of the financial lifting, all of the, you know what I mean? Like it is not your responsibility to carry the whole relationship. And that's a block to a relationship because when you meet the person, they're like, oh, that's cool. They're really independent. They're doing their own thing. I'm doing my own thing. Oh, now you want to, help me with this and help me with that. Like you can't do enough work for that person to stay with you. I'm supposed to repeat that. You can't do enough work to make a person want to stay with you. A person's going to stay with you because they're supposed supposed to be there. They're learning, they're growing, you are helping each other. And it has to be balanced. It has to be both sides. When it's out of balance, it's not a healthy relationship and it won't last. So things that are blocking me is the Queen of Cups. So the energy of the Queen of Cups is nurturing and helpful and supportive. Goes back to this. If you don't find balance, instead of being helpful and supportive, you're carrying the whole relationship. And it's not possible. It's not sustainable. And the only person who would enjoy that type of relationship is a user, because they see, oh, this person does not have healthy boundaries, and I can take advantage of the fact that they're not going to tell me no. They're not going to tell me, oh, that's enough. You can't do that. You know, boundaries can be very difficult because sometimes we feel like, oh, well, I don't want to be mean. But I feel that it is very mean to yourself to say, I know I have these resources. I know I'm a good listener, so I'm going to let that person talk to me about all their crap in their life for 2 hours. That's not balanced. That's not healthy. So then card number 7, things blocking. Wait, let me think. I'm sorry. 6, 7. Oh, okay. 8. What to shift? Sorry about that. All right. What to shift? Reverse 10 of Cups. So they want you to get a little more clarity on that as well. I'm going to draw the card just so I don't forget, but we'll finish reading that and then. Okay. So the reverse 10 of Cups energy. This is about things being broken and not working. So when it's upright, the 10 of Cups is about marriage and children and love and support. And when it's reversed, it's about like divorce and people leaving and family troubles. And so I really feel that you need to shift some of the things that you saw growing up surrounding relationships, because of those like interactions. You are almost programmed to believe that that's what relationships are like, and your guides really want you to know that some of the information that you got when you were younger is flawed. So the clarity that they're giving is, oh, this is beautiful, the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is about intuition and trusting yourself. So some of these messages, and I believe this goes back to the Hierophant energy that we were talking about earlier. Some of those messages that you got were like, girls do this, boys do this. This is how, boys take the trash out, girls do the dishes. Like, there's a whole shift that you're going to want to do. So it's like, oh, girls have to wait for the boys to pay attention to them. Like, there's a lot of social kind of rules that grate on you, and they're not, because part of your soul is like, that's not right. Those gender roles are affecting people and hurting people. You just have this whole, like, you have a thought process that you know in your intuition is the right way for you and the right way for people who are going to be brought to you. So you're really going to want to let go of some of this idea of, well, these are the perfect relationships, or these are what relationships look like. You're going to be changing some of those soon. And once you change it, it's going to move you into the position to get the relationship that you actually want. Because if you don't do this change, you'll continue to get the connections with people that are unsatisfactory to you. They're not meeting your needs, they're not healthy, they're not fulfilling, they're not sustainable, they're not long lasting, all of these things that you want. And your intuition is going to help you get to that place. So then some tarot insight or some information they want to let you know. We have the reverse 8 of Pentacles. The energy of the reverse 8 of Pentacles is about perfectionism. So you feel that, okay, this is the role that I want to be in as a partner. And I have been told that this is how you successfully be in that role. As an example, if you have a female who was taught, well, you have to do all the cooking, and then you have to clean up after everything, and then you have to make dessert, and then you have to give the guy a foot rub. You were shown this way of interacting with other people, and it's not for you. There is no perfect spouse. There is no perfect like person who's going to meet the other person's entire needs. And you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself, which is making relationships actually not as fun as they can be, because it goes back to the fact that you're trying to carry everything and carry it across the finish line and carry it to being the committed relationship that you want. And that's not what's going to work or what's going to get what you want. So it's kind of like if you go out and you want to have an apple and you decide to plant a seed and it's a watermelon seed, you're going to grow something, but it's not going to be what you want. And so these are the seeds that you're planting, and the results is the feeling of I have to be perfect. I can't let this person down because this is how relationships are supposed to go. So do you see kind of where things are going? If you change your expectations of yourself, whoo, the whole thing moves in a different direction. All right, so another tarot insight is the reverse Two of Pentacles energy, which is about struggling and feeling overwhelmed. And that's what happens when you're the person carrying everything. You're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel unsupported because this person right here that's being carried feels supported, but the person who's carrying everything, their knees are, like, you can see their knees are bent. They look like they're like really struggling to hold the person, and then even in this picture, like, she's got his head right there where he can't see any of the bad things, but she can see everything that's coming. She's taking on all of the responsibility. And that's not how a balanced connection works. So I really feel that you are going to see some of these things really start to come into place in your life. And you're really going to start seeing some shifts when you make those small things. So think about the movie Back to the Future, where he goes back in the past and he gets like one thing and it changes everything. You have the option right now in the present to change one thing and then see what that changes for your whole future. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to do your bonus cards now. You have 3 bonus cards that are from the Romance Oracle Energy deck. You can use these for journaling or for meditation. There is going to be one card that you should journal about. So the first one is to focus on this. The second one is let go of this. And the third one is journal about this. All right, so for the first one that you're supposed to be focusing on, we have food. Feeding your partner is very loving and nurturing. I feel that when this food comes up, especially in a romance reading or a love reading or a reading about wanting romance, it means that you're not filling your base needs. You're not giving yourself food. So I feel like there are some things that are self-care needs that you are not meeting for yourself. So then when you meet that other person, you're putting all of that energy in filling their needs and you're falling to the wayside. So part of it is your subconscious mind is like, I'm not going to introduce or let anyone else come in until I'm getting what I need. You have to make yourself a priority so that when the person that's new comes along, you have prioritized yourself and you are not back in that energy of carrying everything. So when you are taking care of your own needs, then your time really is going to be centered and you are going to be preoccupied with yourself, and you're going to be much more appealing because you're going to be like almost mysterious, because they're going to be like, where did they go? And it's going to be like, oh, well, I was meditating and I turned my phone on silent, so it's not about you, it's about me. I need to take care of myself. You know what I mean? You're going to seem more confident and independent because you will be. Next one, let go of this. Romantic gestures. Do something unexpected for your partner. So let go of that. What's funny? We're going to just you are this very giving, loving, kind person. You want people to know that you thought of them. This is not a bad trait, This is an unbalanced trait. So let go of the idea that you have to do these grand things for someone in order for them to like you. You are likable, you are lovable. I feel your energy, you are kind and sweet, and you are a good person. So you have to stop feeling like you have to sell yourself or do a whole bunch of things for that person. So they want to give you a little bit of clarity. We're pulling up the Ace of Pentacles. So the energy of the Ace of Pentacles is about just a new job. It's about a new focus or a new function. So your guides are going to show you when you get in a relationship, which I do feel is on its way, especially when you start making these shifts. They're going to be like, oh, okay, well, now you're doing something different. Let's bring you in a new person, a whole nother. I always say when I meet a new person, well, this is a whole new model. I don't know what this one does. Because you can't have the expectation of, well, they're like going to be like this, because it's really cool. You've already started shifting your energy. So that's why that card came up to you. So then the last thing that they want you to journal about is stargazing. Wish on a star with your partner. So the energy of stargazing when it comes to this card and what you should journal about is what kind of things you would want the other person to do for you. Ooh, yeah. What kind of romantic gestures are meant for you? What would you want if that person said, I want to give you the perfect date? What would it look like? That person said, I want to give you the perfect life. What would it look like? What do you need in return? You haven't been thinking about your own needs. You've only been thinking about the needs of other people. So they really want you to start journaling what a romantic connection and what you need and what that looks like to you. All right, well, thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I look forward to reading for you again.